part that usually gets missing on every engine, and they all come with that part. That's the thing that goes up on the mixer and holds the spark plug wire where it should be from flopping around. The spring for the exhaust rod. This is a bad idea right here. That's that linkage for the governor, and it needed so much adjustment. Instead of adjusting it down here, someone just straightened it up. You know, maybe they had a hammer that day and no tools, but that's not good. It throws it all out of kilter. I did notice another thing that's quite unusual is the bolts for this cover right here. It had a full set of those that are the dome top. That's unusual. Usually there's one of them oddballs. One of them's missing. The 4 head bolts are here, a 1/2 inch, large pattern. The fitting for the draw on the gas tank pipe, and then 4 spacers. Those go on this thing right here. One of them goes on the one side, whatever it needs to space this thing straight up and down, and a lock washer. That's the extent of it. Except this is all of the loose parts. We've got the greaser for the crankshaft, and there ain't nothing up in there, but it looks like it's got some new grease in it. I can't explain that, other than probably somebody was going to try to get this engine running without taking it further apart anymore, and that's a bad thing to do. But we did get the gas filler neck. All the pieces are loose. Original brass fitting down there. We didn't get no fuel lines. The head. We did get the head. It has a very good thread in the spark plug. That's quite important. The muffler is missing, but the original elbow and exhaust pipe is there. When I first saw this engine, I was extremely elated, for the simple reason that it's got this here unbroken governor flapper choke mechanism. I did notice that the spring is missing. Let's see, can we get that up? The spring is missing in the flapper in the mixer. Get that off. Let's see, can we get that? Yeah, they're not too tight. We'll move this right here and see what we got down in there. The threads are good on that. The top, and this right here is going to happen. You just can expect it on just about every engine. It's already. I didn't do this. There's no way to get it apart without just breaking that thing. Now, you could put this engine back together with a gasket on there, and yeah, probably be a gap there. One of the reasons that engines can't be idled down is this cover on the back here is rusted out. If you tried to run this engine with that hole in that cover, it would suck enough air in the back of this here where it didn't make that compensating valve in there compensate, and it needs to. The springs are missing. That's loose. It's got the little flapper down in there with the 2 holes in it. The choke things on the front here is missing. We'll set all of this right, but I'm going to try not to do too much metal work on this engine because of the original paint. But remove the carburetor, the mixer body. It's got the fittings in it. They look round and good. It's got the needle valve. One of the things that I see is not good is when the person put this siphon in here, instead of putting it straight down where it's supposed to go between those 2 things down there, it's offset to the side, up about middle height on the fuel bowl. That's supposed to go straight down. Good needle valve. I'll try to set that right. It's got a rubber And we'll set that right whatever it takes. But the problem is this, oh, that's a nice one right there. The spring's broke. Let's replace the spring. Let's look down in here. Oh no. It's broken, gone. It's not even in there. So, just a little nub sticking out down in there. Be able to pull that out of there. Oh, there it is. Okay. See, it's a fresh break, so somebody has, it's been stuck, and somebody was down inside of it there with a chisel, and they broke that off. So, this is, it's hard to reuse that, but that sure is a nice piece right there. I'm going to try to save that because I've got another head that this part's broke off, but the other part's good. So we'll try to save that. Looks like the valves has never been out of it. Gasket's still on it. The valves are rusted. We'll have to remove them from the head. I kind of just playing with it there. They kind of a little bit loose. The in the guides. So the heads may be good, but the stems may be worn. We'll evaluate that later. Let's get that engine off that truck now. Another good thing about building the workbench in the ground is once you get the engine off the truck, you're pretty well on the workbench. We're going to get it off that skid right there so we can look at that gas tank. It's got to be done, so let's get it off of there. But first, let's talk about the serial number. It's a W305004. The W meaning it had a Wyco, had one of them Wyco EK magnetos, which is missing. Now let's get that engine off that skid now. The reason you get the engine off the cart the first thing is to assess, to see what you got, what kind of parts you're going to have to lay in. And on this cart right here, as you can see where this engine was mounted onto that cart right there, those imprints right there. Going by this right here, you can safely say that this engine actually came from the factory with this cart underneath it. The engine carts are painted. All surfaces on this cart right here shows a green paint, same color as the engine. Good indication. And on this one, it one side had some legible. If you can't see it probably on camera, but there is a faint outline of the original lettering, which is always a good thing. But the amount of grease and oil and tar-like substance that's built up on this cart right here is what preserved it, I would seem to think. All of the bolts came off, the four of them. The four mounted nuts came off of the bolts kind of easy. I did soak them down yesterday, and all except one, and I did have to take a chisel and split the nut, and then it screwed right off. So we did save all four mounting bolts minus one nut. All of the bolts on the wood, it's all here. It's pretty good, decent. The holes drilled in the carts for the wheel kit, but and things like that tells a lot about the engine, where it was used, and the condition. But as always, the reason, if you can see that hole, in that fuel tank, and we'll have to get that off of there. You know, I'm not going to save that tank. That tank's too bad. Minus that big hole down there, you know, it just got rust all over it. You know, I have in the past, and engine repairmen, you know, they repair stuff like that, but in the end, you've just got a leak waiting to happen. So this engine here, I think I'll put a new gas tank on it, and before I ever put it on the engine, I think I will. I'm gonna put some of that cream in there, you know, because the engine, I think it's worthy fixing. So we just got her off the cart. That's all we done this time.